Ladies and gentlemen, it's game time.
From the people who brought you the GTA Trilogy Remaster and the Silent Hill HD Remaster comes Xplay Plus Remastered Edition. Pretty much the exact show you've seen, but with a few quality of life upgrades.
For the remaster, what we wanted to do was take what's already there, but sell it back with minimal improvements. The team really dove deep into the details for this one, asking questions like, what does Xplay smell like? How does Xplay make love? What does that smell like? Just a lot of existential questions went into making what you see today. It's a reimagining. We set out during its development to pursue one direction that would reward our biggest, most fervent fans. What if the new Xplay was just one of those what's the difference pictures? I'm excited to say that it's so subtle, even I don't know. But with all that said, we at Xplay are excited to show you everything we have in store.
New from G4, it's Xplay Plus Remastered Edition with an all-new refreshed format. Xplay's gameplay is now 50% longer. Plus, it has 16 times the detail of old Xplay, including a brand new brick skin. Bricks are now brick-colored. Brick color is artificial and not meant to be confused with real brick color. And introducing our brand new host, Table. Couches and chairs are so 2021. That's why we signed Table to a 5-year Super Max contract. This Table has done it all. Hosted family Thanksgiving dinners, performed surgery, practiced trial law, and auditioned for the role of Door in Titanic. Though the addition of Table was not without its controversy.
So Table, it has been well known in your work history that you are difficult to work with. Do you have anything to say to those allegations? You know, I invited you on this show and you said yes, and now you're saying nothing. Is this appropriate?
Honestly, I was a little bit concerned when I heard that Table would be joining the Xplay team. I heard that dude's got a shady past. But then our producer, Jake, he told me that, Table's been working on things. He's been doing charity work, he's been going to therapy, and it sounds like he's turning his life around. He's becoming an all-around solid dude. It has nothing to do with the fact that he's Oakwood.
Yeah, I've had nothing but incredible experiences with Table so far. I mean, he literally just lifts everyone on the team up around him. Literally, off the floor. It's great.
But that's not all. Check out the roadmap for Xplay Plus Remastered Editions, updates, improvements, and Battle Pass. Q4 is chock full of fun surprises as we introduce the on-set espresso coffee maker, your own personal intern, sworn to carry your burdens, a fine selection of deli meats and cheeses, and for only $69.99 a month, you can subscribe to the Xplay Battle Pass with exclusive minion skins.
Everything on this set is completely usable. See that Xbox over there? You can play that.
It doesn't have cables. You can't play that.
Well, you can definitely play the NES.
That one still doesn't have cables. In fact, that one's cake.
It's good cake, though.
Here's what fans are saying about the Xplay Plus Remastered Edition. I feel like it's the same. Am I crazy? I love the new table mechanics. What time does Attack of the Show start? And where's Adam Sessler?
But I've been here the whole time. I don't understand this. Were you doing this from a different studio?
Xplay Plus Remastered Edition now available on Twitch and YouTube.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Xplay Presents God of Work at San Diego Comic-Con. I am your moderator, Emily Rose Jacobson, and thank you, and please give a big round of applause as we welcome to the stage host and God of War co-creator, Gerard the Completionist. Xplay host, the Black Hokage. Creative producer, Jake Bennett. Coordinating producer and director of God of Work, Gabrielle Thomas. and God of Work's own Dave from HR, Phil Daddario. Thank you all so again for joining us. And before we get started, I just really this is Xplay up here, but Xplay, the whole team was not able to make it. So I just want to give a quick shout out to our amazing team that is Michael Leffler, Megan Lutz, Eric Zipper, Joe Gerardo, Danny Pena, Jefferson Carvey, Frosk, Golden Boy, and of course, Table. And of course, Adam Sessler. Who could not make it down, unfortunately, but you're in luck because he recorded this lovely video message for you all.
Why, hello, Comic-Con. Your old Uncle Adam here. I just wanted to say hello to everyone in San Diego who was kind enough to come out to our Xplay panel and wear their masks. Thank you. We really appreciate you being here. Speaking of being here, my apologies that I'm still up in San Francisco. I would have flown down, but due to a small disagreement with TSA over what is actually 3.4 ounces of fluid, my ability to fly is temporarily on hold. If it's an 8-ounce container that is more than half empty, then that means there are less than 4 ounces of fluid. It's so thank you very much, Brill Cream. Don't ask me why I haven't. You know, this is being Comic-Con. Everything's all about announcements. Here's a trailer. Look, a toy that you can only get for the next 4 days. So I feel that I need to present something as well. So we've decided on the show to bring back this little thing that some people seem to have an affinity for. Haven't done one of these in just about a decade. Anyway, next week, you'll be getting your first of the new Sessler soapbox. Yeah, the box of soap that I stand on. I don't wash myself with it. I've completely given that up. But I stand on it, and I'll tell you my thoughts, unexpurgated and probably longer than necessary.
So, how y'all feeling right now?
It feels good.
That wasn't
Feels
a
good.
question I sent you, but I thought I'd surprise you.
I feel good. Thank you for asking. Next question.
Sweaty?
No, actually seeing
Yeah.
the people that support us, like in person, like it is different and kind of reinvigorates me. So I just let y'all know I appreciate y'all even being here, man.
Thank you guys for coming.
How you doing, Phil?
What's that?
How are you doing down there at the other end of the table?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. I had to pull this over. I was about a foot away. I'm
That
nervous
was on
and
purpose.
sweaty, as I think most people are here. But I feel good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. So, let's get started. Question number 1. What's everyone's favorite Xplay project they've worked on so far?
Oh, man.
Got some oohs in the front row. You're right. This is a tough question.
I feel like I have to say God of Work by default, but that's what this panel eventually will become about. So outside of God of Work, really loved working with Vanessa Guerrero on the whole Wada Games scandal that took place in the games marketplace. Just it was really good just to sink my teeth into something that's like really passionate about and just really fun.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
I got a couple answers. So I really enjoyed producing a video. We did a love letter to the Def Jam video games, the wrestling games. It was like a 30-minute love letter with a bunch of skits in it, and then at the end I actually got to speak to David Banner, which if there's any millennials in the chat, you know he's one of the biggest rappers from that era. And it kind of got me choked up, some of the things that he said. He said he was proud of me, so it was like it made me happy to produce something that was a love letter to that game, but then he also showed me love. And then also, me and Jake, we've been working on a series called One Game Wonders. I created this character called Professor Choke, where basically he gets choked up whenever somebody mentions a game that he loved that's not coming back. And it's just been us laughing nonstop. That's why there's so many bloopers, because we act complete fools in that. I love it.
Yeah, we ad-lib a lot of stupid stuff. First of all,
I call it magic.
I'm feeling a little left out because I don't have a name.
Yeah!
There we go. There we go. Great. There we go.
Let
All
me
right.
know if I get a notification.
Yours just looks like you're playing Jeopardy. That's all yours looks like.
I was in the middle of a game.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Gerard. My answer is probably God of Work which we will talk about later. But there have been so many I've really enjoyed. The two that come to mind are, I did one about how football games are just like RPGs. Thank you. That was like the first one that was my first big video that I was like solely responsible for, wrote, got to be in, and it has a little tribute to my dad, who was a football coach for 50 years in there. And the one we did for the Quarry was a lot of fun to do too. Right, so,
Jake, why'd you steal all my answers?
all of your answers?
I was just going to copy you, so.
Oh, well.
You've directed like every skit. Don't sit there and act like everything we sat here and talked about, you did it.
You've done, you've been involved in all
That's right.
That's the GOAT right there.
Yeah.
That's the GOAT.
Yeah.
But seriously, obviously, I'm supposed to say God of Work because sweat, blood,
You
tears.
all will know how much pain it was in a
but
sec.
It was like a child that is birthed. However, The Quarry was actually one of the first games that shook me because I got to play with all my friends at work and, the shouting about what decision to make and then replicating the exact look of the game and putting it on YouTube and then having the developers of the game and the publisher of the game be like, you tried too hard. And I was like, I didn't try hard enough.
Yeah, God of Work is fine. It's great.
Yeah.
But I'm going to use this platform because no one can stop me because I'm going to pitch something to Xplay right now.
All right, Phil. Let's
hear this.
Let's hear it, Phil.
That's going to be great. Now, I am a detective from New York City who flies to Los Angeles to reconnect with his estranged wife, played by Miss Gina Darling. Now, I crash her Christmas party.
Phil.
Excellent.
Phil.
Yes.
You're pitching the plot of Die Hard.
Hold on, let it finish.
Hold on.
Let it finish.
Wait, just wait, okay?
You're just pitching Die Hard.
There's got to be a video game in there somewhere.
It's going somewhere, okay? Okay, now, the Christmas party gets taken over by a German terrorist played by Kasim, okay? With his right-hand henchman, Fiona Nova, okay? Now, I am, with the help of a lovable but haunted LAPD officer, that's you, Gerard, we save the day, huh? How good does that sound? Yeah?
Yeah.
That sounds pretty good. Does that sound like
clap.
Die
Why
Hard?
are you clapping?
Does that sound like Die Hard?
This is just Die Hard.
That's Die
As if
Okay, all right,
doesn't terrorize us
Okay,
enough.
hold on. I have another one. Okay,
I'm totally on board.
All right. Last pitch, Phil.
Okay, last pitch.
Last
okay,
pitch.
so I'm a detective from New York City, and I'm stuck in Washington, D.C.'s airport in a snowstorm when a bunch of army guys led by
That's
Kasim.
the plot of Die Hard 2, Phil.
Are you going to stifle my creative genius right now, Gerard?
Wait a minute.
Can't
Wait,
pitch something
wait a
that's
minute,
already been made.
Wait a
Die
minute.
Hard,
We can workshop this.
Yes, thank
What
you.
if instead you're a detective from New York who befriends someone very distrustful of police officers, played by like a Samuel L. Jackson type?
Wait.
I actually
That's
did.
Die Hard with the Vengeance.
Yeah.
You can't keep doing this.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna.
Well, we
we're gonna
literally
go
can't tonight.
I'm gonna interrupt this by saying my favorite Xplay project I've developed.
Yes. Thank you.
I gotta say, shout out to one of our executive producers, Michael Leffler, who, when I first started working for Xplay during the Beach House days, I said, "Let me talk about Fallout 76." And he said, okay. And yeah, is Fallout 76 good now? It's one of my favorites. And of course, my other Bethesda baby, why they keep re-releasing Skyrim. I had so much fun producing that special for the launch special. So that was a hoot.
A $200 wheel of cheese was purchased for that?
That wheel of cheese that Will Neff sits next to, I believe, was $200. Only the best.
We didn't do anything with it. I gave it away.
There. He ate the cabbage, not the cheese. All right, so we've talked about kind of our favorite projects. Now, looking to the future, as we do in this panel, what is one game that you're looking forward to reviewing or playing?
God of War Ragnarok. Stay tuned.
Is there even another answer outside of what's coming out this year? I mean, who else doesn't want to hear more boy?
But now he's going to be a teen, so it's going to be teen.
Young man.
If I could switch from him, though, maybe Bayonetta 3. We'll throw that in there as well.
Bayonetta 3 is good.
That's a good choice.
The answer I'm going to give is going to steal your answer, but it's Ghostbusters Unleashed. Spirits Unleashed.
Ghostbusters.
I can't wait to play that game. I'm so excited about it.
The game I was anticipating was Stray, and it came out and it ruled. And please keep an eye out for our review. I loved it. It's very cat themed, and I have a lot of cats.
She's been talking about that game for like the last
I
6
love
months.
it.
Oh my God. It was her wallpaper in the office.
Every time we said the word stray, she'd turn into one of her cats and just start being like around the office.
I'm not sure if it's coming out this year, but I don't care because I have this platform and you can't stop me.
Oh my God. Phil.
Is a game about a detective from New York. No. The Resident Evil 4 remake. Wow, one of my favorite games of all time.
Hell yeah.
Good choice. Yeah, I'm gonna. It's
Starfield.
Well, they took
Starfield.
took Starfield away from me. He pushed it to next year, so I'm gonna say Ghostbusters as well, and Cult of the Lamb. I'm really excited about Cult of the Lamb. Got some fun ideas cooking for that one. So, as we're on the topic of Xplay and just kind of in God of Work and our journeys through these 2 different shows, what is something that you all have learned about yourself or kind of learned in the process that you really kind of carry with you now from Xplay or God of Work?
Oh, man. The thing that I've learned the most, it's going to sound really simple and stupid, but it's...
Oh, don't say that about yourself, dog. Come on now.
Listening. Just how important it is to listen to everyone around you, because I think that everyone's got their own stuff going on at any given moment, and when you work in an environment where things are made very quickly in very specific budgets and coordinating with a massive team, everyone has a lot going on all the time, and we forget to stop and look at each other and go, hey, are you okay? Like, do you need something? And I think that's the thing that I try my best to be like, hey, does anyone need a coffee? Like, can we go for a walk or something? Just because it gets to be a lot. It gets to be a lot.
I think for me, what I've learned is just writing for other people and understanding different people's sense of humor. Because I know it's gonna sound really weird, but working at G4, I learned how black I was. I mean, I knew I was black, but
wait, you're black?
I was like, yo, it was like a cultural shock being. I was like, yo, I've really been in a bubble, but I love a challenge. So being able to pin content for other people, and then seeing it actually come to life when we shoot it, and people in the room are actually laughing, I'm like, yo, I can do this shit, right? So I think that's something that I've learned and I've been challenged by.
I learned how black Corey is.
He learned something.
Thank you. I appreciate it, bro.
I think the biggest thing is how it reminded me how fun it is to work with a team. And how fun the collaborative process is. That's when you get the best stuff. I always say to everybody when we're talking about, what are we going to do for different reviews and for VODs and sketches or whatever, and I just keep telling them, if we're having fun doing it, I think that comes through the screen, and I think that's something that we try to do on Xplay all the time, and just that experience of working with a group again after not being allowed to be near people for COVID reasons. Not that sounded like a legal problem, but it's not.
Purely COVID reasons.
It's not. I had to change my name. But just working with a team again, and that collaborative process has just been enjoyable, and it's been nice learning a little bit from everybody.
I think I learned working on Xplay and God of Work that how to be funny. I mean, you guys are hilarious. I work with a team that is like busting your butt.
Gusting a butt. That's
Gusting
right.
a butt.
That's exactly. That's
right.
it now.
You're right.
That's it
butt.
now. We're gonna put it on the T-shirt.
She got
Check out the G4 TV merch store for gusting a butt coming soon.
Jake Bennett, gusting your butt.
That's going in a script later.
In like a real sense, everyone on my team is the nicest, funniest person I've ever met who loves video games. I mean, Xplay's a dream to work on. And I mean that.
Agreed. 110%.
To piggyback off a lot of that, God of Work, I learned or was reminded of the beauty of the collaborative process, because when you're in a room with people that, myself, I did not know 90% of you before this. I've known Gerard for almost 20 years. I love you, my brother. I love you so much.
I love you, Phil.
I love you.
You got like a nice love sandwich here on the stage.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah, Phil and I went to high school together, so
Yes.
when we were casting the show, I had to convince everyone, like, you need to meet Phil. And I aggressively fought for that. And
If he's near, you don't have a choice but to meet Phil.
You have to.
Yeah.
No, and hearing that I was blown away because walking on set, I had not been on camera for a long time, and I was thinking, can I even do this anymore? And within an hour of meeting everybody in the cast and feeling everybody's vibe, you start to realize that, like, the rope of purpose is pulling you in the right direction, and you really start to believe that, like, magic can exist. And I mean, it was really amazing. You have no idea how gusted my butt was from day one. It was like a gale force right up Main Street. So, like, it was really unbelievable. Oh, thank you for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm never going to forget this.
See, nobody has to feel nervous about making a mistake anymore because Gabrielle already did it for me.
Everyone, you're welcome.
Oh, it will be.
You will be rewarded. I think for me, kind of off that, we all underestimate ourselves. And every person at this table has said, well, I'm not strong at this, or I don't know about this. But every single person has just gone above and beyond. And that's to you all too. Like, if you undervalue yourself, know that, like, hey, just do it. It's just like jumping in a pool. Like, you can look down off the diving board and it can look real scary, but man, as soon as you take that plunge, you're like, why didn't I do this sooner? I mean, we're at Comic-Con. Xplay's at Comic-Con, and I would have never thought in a million years that a year ago today I'd be standing up here about to show you all a show that we co-created. And so, it's going to get a little... Speaking of that...
Don't do this to me, Emily.
Yeah.
Don't do this.
I'll save the tears afterwards. But speaking of what we're going to show everybody, I think it's about time, Gerard. Do you want to tell everyone a little bit about what we're about to watch?
Yeah, so we're about to show you guys episode 1 of God of Work. I think we're going to talk more about it after we watch the episode, but to give you an idea, I play the role of Kratos. This is a Kratos that is not in shape. He's overweight, and he doesn't care because he's a rock star. And
confidence is sexy.
And that's all you really need to know as you look into the world of where Kratos has been since he made God of War 2018.
All right, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, the premiere of God of Work Episode 1.
So your journey begins, mortal.
Welcome to Ragnarok.
Merry Ragnarok! Do it, you coward!
I've been at Digital Solutions for 7 years.
Ding! Dream job unlocked.
Wahoo! Out of paper.
You can't hide! You will face justice!
But you work here long enough and the benefits start really stacking up. At least that's what they tell me.
Kratos! Kratos!
That's, first episode of God of Work.
Holy crap. What'd you guys think?
Yeah. Y'all want to see some more? Well,
We don't have more to show you.
I mean, not
Not
not right now. But season 1 of God of Work is 6 episodes long. It is coming in August, so please stay tuned.
Very close. Very close.
Very close.
Yeah.
We cannot wait to show all of the other episodes with you as well. So, all right. So let's just talk about a little bit. We kind of touched on it before we got started. Where did this idea come from?
So God of Work was an idea that I kind of came up with when we were in the beach house phase, when I just got brought on at G4 about a year ago. We were often asked from the producers of Xplay and Attack at the time to come up with formats that we thought would work. And I came up with this. Do you guys remember Sports Center and how they used to have like all the famous athletes like?
This is Sports Center commercials.
Yeah. So that was my original pitch. I was like, it's a 15-second, 20-second bit of like Kratos bullying people in an office, and then it's Mario and Luigi being mad that they clean up the bathrooms. Like that was kind of the pitch. And I got a lot of empty faces staring back at me, not knowing what the pitch was. So I realized, I have to like get better about how I pitch things. And so eventually I just started pitching the same idea over and over again. The responses got even worse. Just they weren't really catching. And so eventually I just said, you know what? I think in order to express my idea, I just have to start bullying my way into showing what this thing looks like. So I called Frost's wife, Josie, who is an incredibly talented costume artist. Josie did all of the costume and the set design that you saw on God of Work, and she's incredible. And I said, hey, make me a custom Kratos costume. And she's like, cool, what's Kratos? And I was like, great. So we made that, and then I went to a friend of mine and said, I need you to make a theme song that sounds like the Office theme, but with huge empty percussions and sounds like a war is about to happen. And my friend made it. And then one day I showed up to the office with photos of me in the costume in the theme song. And I didn't know who to turn to because I was afraid of getting rejected again. So I found Emily eating her lunch, and I sat down with her and I was like, this is the thing, please hear me out. And so I like showed the photos, I played the theme, and she was like, that's weird, we should make it. And so from there, we just slowly...
That's how most pitches happen.
Yeah, that's how we slowly started pulling people in from the Xplay team, and then we went to Leff and Megan, and we're like, we're going to make this. And they were like, oh, great, let's do it. And then we made the show in secrecy until we had to hit a bucking point where we had to tell production we were making it. And they were very scared because we didn't tell anyone we're making this big, ambitious show, didn't ask for any money. We just were like, ta-da! And we stressed out a lot of people for about 6 weeks. And that's how it came to be.
And we shot all of God of Work the day after PAX, the week after PAX.
Yeah, so we showed the trailer on Saturday at our PAX panel, and then I got on a plane, flew back to LA, got no sleep because Cassim and I had some really bad travel luck. Shaved my head, and then I filmed, I think, a 14-hour set on zero sleep, and we shot 96 pages in 5 days, which is basically a film.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a lot.
Wow.
Which is all a credit to Gabrielle, Michael Barrety, who's not here, and John Knopf for really just like killing it. Killing it.
Just real quick, I want to point out we do have a couple of the crew here. Toasty, I see you. Jack, did you help? I asked you to help. You weren't there. They're all over there. They deserve a round of applause.
Yes.
They stuck with us.
Awesome.
They shot impossible stuff, and it looks great.
I do have to stress, God of Work and most of Xplay cannot happen without Gabrielle here. She is the golden goose that we have.
It's not right. It's not right.
Full stop. She's the reason why things got done in the way that it did. So thank you, Gabrielle.
Just one more shout out. Megan Lutz and Michael Leffler, I see you hiding back there. Literally impossible to make without them two fighting all our fights, pulling all the punches, and getting us the money to make it.
Yeah. When I say I bullied myself to make this show, I really did. I made a lot of people angry. But I think in the end, that anger turned into love and appreciation.
Yeah,
and
this
into
is-
a 6-episode
Like a
weird
Thanksgiving
crazy
dinner
thing.
with your family.
Like Thanksgiving, exactly.
Yeah, it's the first official, with the return of G4, it's the first official G4 original. So there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And on that, just like, yeah, it was a super weird idea, but I was like, oh, I saw so much potential in God of Work, and just like, oh, what if we had these video game characters? What if we had this scenario? Who are the human characters? How do they interact? How does this world work? It was just so much fun delving into and building out this world, which leads me to my next question. Wow, segues. Fancy that. What was everyone's favorite part of the process of making God of Work?
I want to go last.
Okay.
I got to think about it.
I'll give a unique perspective because I didn't have shit to do with this show. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. But I love what I saw, though.
You were carrying a regular Xplay.
I want to say, Corey, we and I hope you don't think this the wrong way. We purposely did not cast you and Golden Boy too much because we needed you guys to run the regular Xplay shit.
You didn't let me get my joke off. That's where I was going. I'm sorry. That's where I was going. All right. So what I was gonna say is I didn't have nothing to do with this because Emily came to me one day. She was crying. She was sweating off the sparkles on that jacket. And she was just like, Corey, I need you to hold down the fort. We're about to shoot this thing. It's called God of Work. And you're the most handsome person we have.
Yes.
So I was like, you know what? I'll do it. So I ended up, working on all the other videos while they were doing that. But I mean, I saw the blood, sweat, and tears they were putting into the content. This man was sitting in makeup for like 3-4 hours at a time, bro. There was times where I walked into the makeup. Shout out to Felicity. She's the one that keeps us pretty. I walked into hair and makeup. This man's got his chest out. I'm like, this should be illegal. What is going on, bro? But no, I love the way that it turned out, man. I'm really excited to see the rest of the season with everybody else.
I can go if you don't want to go next.
No, I can go. I'm just trying to narrow down one thing. The whole process of making it was enjoyable, all for different reasons. It was also a nightmare for different reasons. But it was so fun, literally sitting in a writer's room, us just pitching jokes and ideas for episodes and characters, and like coming up with backstories for everybody, and really developing this show was so enjoyable. Mm-hmm. That part was so fun, but man, it was pretty fun being on set.
Yeah.
That was a blast being on. So the whole thing was great. What am I talking about? The whole thing was awesome.
And it was so easy to, for set. It was so easy to come up to y'all and say, hey, I'm thinking about this thing or this bit. And everybody was all ears, and it was so cool. My favorite moment,
Did you just skip me?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No,
oh my God, I thought it was like a popcorn situation. Oh, I'm leaving.
Wow.
I'm leaving. I'm sorry. Go.
I can go really quick, though.
No.
Because if I talk too much, I'll cry. So my favorite part is this moment. This. Okay, go. Before I cry. Go.
Okay. I'm sorry. Also, just as a side note, the sound effect of the shit going on my forehead is going to be my new sleep paralysis demon. That was the most visceral sound effect I've ever heard in my life. So there was a moment that sticks out for me. We were shooting an outdoor scene, and I don't know, nobody really knows this, but I'm a big Will Neff fan. I like Will Neff. I think Will Neff is he's a very funny man. Very good, funny person. And I never really got to meet him on set. And we were outside, and Will was in his car, his I don't know, the Toyota Tercel or whatever he drives. I don't know what Will drives. But he's driving, and he leans out the window, and he looks right at me, and he goes, I love you. And like my heart grew like 5 sizes that day. And I was like, oh my God, Will Neff just said he loved me. And then he kind of like squints his eyes, and he goes, oh, you're not Gerard. And then drives away. And then just drives away. He did like a donut in the parking lot and then flipped me off and drove away. And I was like, Oh, it was that moment in The Simpsons where you see Milhouse's heart break, like in that moment. Like, I was like, oh, into a million pieces. So not only
that was your favorite moment.
that was the moment that stood out to me that I will never forget because my heart is now shattered into a million pieces. And Will, I demand you tell me that you love me in a public place in front of everybody. So, oh my God! Holy shit! No way! No way! Oh my God! Oh, okay. No therapy needed. Okay, everything's fine now. Okay. Will, I have a great pitch for you.
He is instantly sweating again.
He didn't even know. I'm sweating. Oh my God, I didn't know that was going to happen.
That man gonna sneak out the back later.
Whoa, holy shit.
Gerard and Emily?
Yeah.
I think my favorite thing about God of Work was taking all of the text that all of the writers wrote and using it as weapons of laughter against everyone. And what that meant to me was like, I would change one or two words slightly or the inclination of something just to see if I could make Phil or Anna or Daniel break or what. Like that was my whole goal, is that if I could make them laugh, then like I'm doing something right. And sometimes I'd make Gabrielle laugh too. So to me that was like, look, if I'm making everyone laugh on set, then I'm doing something that the writers hopefully were happy with. And
No, you're a serious role. You're supposed to be no jokes, no laughter. This is a drama.
Yeah, you're going for an Emmy.
This is a drama.
You're the main character. We had to cut around you.
It's true. It's true.
No, we love you. We love you. You did a great job.
Thank you.
You made me laugh.
Yeah.
Thank you. I tried.
Yeah, it was almost like a contest to see if we could make each other laugh with the different things that we like to just throw in there.
Which leads me to mine, because it involves you, Phil. I think kind of going back to what we touched on in regards to Xplay, I think, Jake, you mentioned just collaboration and how really fun, creative ideas can come from everywhere. I am always like, great, you have a better joke? Oh yeah, let's hear it, because it's all about like what makes the product the best it can be. Like, ego out the door, your joke is a lot better, let's do it. And so we were shooting episode 1, and Phil came up to me, because I wrote this episode, and he said, okay, I want to try something with the parking permit scene. I'm like, okay. He's like, well, we say that he wrote it in feces. What if I had feces on my fingers and wiped my forehead? And I was like, okay, well, that's going to be a messy makeup thing, so let's save that for the last shot, the last take, but
I remember you coming up to me and being like, so I think Phil had a funny idea, but I understand that this is very gross, so I'm going to tell you it, and you tell me if it's okay if we do it. And I was like, if it's the last shot. Because it's so
the last shot. And so I have a big improv background. I love improv, and I love saying yes and to stuff. And of course, it was an incredible take. It's our outtake, because as soon as, like, we were all holding our breath, watching the feedback cam, waiting for Gabrielle to call cut so we could all just like burst out laughing. And I just love it. I love how collaborative this process is.
Mm-hmm. We had to gust a butt.
Wow. Left and right.
I think the thing that I am most grateful for, I want to say real quick, is that the producers and the writers all trusted me with the casting. They didn't really ask me, but I just was like, once we knew what the characters were, I was like, Phil is Dave from Human Resources. And everyone's like, we don't know what a Phil is. Like, who is Phil? And I was like, he's the best, don't worry. And Gabrielle was like, we should do a proper, casting call. And I was like, yeah, sure, but Phil's perfect, so we're going to use Phil. And eventually, we were so busy with the regular Xplay stuff, we couldn't have a proper casting call. And so Gabrielle came to me and said, all right, call your friend Phil. And so Phil came. And
logistics,
Well, Jake, you shared a story with me on the last day of set that I think you need to share, because you had a specific idea of how Dave from Human Resources was written.
I met Phil and I was like, that ain't Dave. That was my first thought. Like right when I met him, I was like, no, he's too nice. He's too nice.
He's a love
Dave
bug.
is a dick.
Well, this is the first time hearing all of this, so all right. We're just going to go through this together. Okay. Oh, you did? Okay, yeah, it's okay, yeah.
You were very intoxicated.
That's right, yes.
But I was like, that's not Dave. And then we shot one take with him, and I was like, oh, that's very much Dave. I was like, that's 100% Dave. Because, yes, I pictured him to be like a visor-wearing frat boy. Like, is in my head kind of how I thought. And then I was like, oh, no, you are on the brink of sanity.
Yeah, he's like right there.
The joy and the smile is all a facade.
Yeah.
You are about to lose it.
He's one gust away from losing his butt.
Yes.
So, yeah.
One gust away. So, rapid fire question. Oh, we're switching it up here.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I find it very interesting that in the future you always saw Phil in this role. Like, I feel like there's a Phil of the future joke here. Like,
yeah,
like, I don't know. Like,
Phil eventually will just be the Xplay logo at some point. It'll just be Phil's eyes in the logo.
Okay, real quick. One video game character you want to see appear in the future of God of Work.
I'd love to see Master Chief, but for reasons no one knows. I don't like. I'm not a big Halo guy. That's why I want to talk to Master Chief, because he doesn't really say anything until he has to. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I did not see in the episode. I only saw Luigi, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm short, so Mario would work.
So I don't want to spoil it, but Golden Boy is Mario in the show. So
oh, you spoiled it.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it.
I don't want to spoil it, but here's the spoiler.
Rapid fire. I said aggressively.
John Madden would be funny to me.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
just in the hallway.
Just John Madden.
I'd love to do Shell from Portal. I think it's hilarious that
Cool.
she can't speak. It would just be kind of running around the office.
The merchant from Resident Evil 4. Yeah. Come back anytime. So good.
I think for me it's got to be Fallout New Vegas Ranger, because maybe I own a helmet. Who knows? All right.
You can't play all the characters, Emily.
I'm going to play all of them. That's a surprise. You'll have to wait and see. All right. So thank you all so much for joining us. But before we go, look, it would not be a Comic-Con panel if we didn't have one surprise left for you that we have not talked about. So
This has nothing to do with God of Work.
No.
This is something new.
something new. So let's see who gave us a little message.
Hey everybody, it's me, JB. I'm here in Copenhagen still because I'm hosting the Valorant Masters Finals right here in Copenhagen. Been here for the last few weeks. Miss you all from the G4 community very much so. But I'm really sad I can't be there at Comic-Con. But the good news is, bought some comics. So, you know, always got to buy some comics, right? In any case, though, I did want to take this time to share with everyone that God of Work isn't the only new thing that we are working on at G4. No, in fact, we have something else in the works, something a little more retro. Yeah. I'll leave it at that. Anyway, enjoy. Hope you guys have a great time. I miss you all lots, and I can't wait to see you guys on Xplay when I return. Peace. Later.
That's right. RETRObution coming soon.
Very excited for it.
Yes, well,
Just gonna keep the
Wait,
bullying
wait.
continues.
For those who don't know, who haven't heard the hype behind it.
Oh yeah,
like a blurb.
What is RETRObution?
What is RETRObution? RETRObution is a show you're gonna have to watch, but it's a game. It's a video game. It's hard to explain because RETRObution's a lifestyle. It's not really like a.
Oh, okay.
It's a
You know,
feeling.
it's like Footloose, right? Like it's just you know what it is, but we don't really have. It's hard to describe, so you'll just have to. It's like Fight Club. You don't talk about it.
Okay.
You're right.
Until you
But
do.
please talk about it.
Please talk about it.
That'll be at the RETRObution panel at next year's Comic-Con.
Yes. So on that note, thank you all so much for coming out to the Xplay Presents God of Work here at Comic-Con. A big round of applause to our amazing panel.
Thank you.
And a big round of applause, of course, for all of yourselves. Thank you so much for watching Xplay. Thank you for being a part of our community. Thank you for watching the YouTube VODs. Thank you for engaging with us on Twitter.
Thank you,
and Twitch.
Emily. Thank you,
Thank
Emily.
you. Thank you, Emily.
And this isn't the only G4 you can experience at Comic-Con, because tomorrow is the G4 Epically Triumphant Return to SDC at noon in room 25 ABC. That's noon 25 ABC. You don't want to miss it. Some more, an extra bonus clip of God of Work will be there.
Yes.
Some other fun announcements. You do not want to miss it. Thank you all so much.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.